And we're back to another episode of Let's Play Car Mechanic Simulator 2021. I'm your host, RPG Guy. We've got some basic cars in here just that need some work going on. And we're going to take a look at them now. Get us that cash that we so desperately need. Let's take a look here. The engine has no power and brake problems. So the first thing we need to do is figure out why there's no power. Which we actually, we got a tool for that. We actually do. The additional tools, and specifically the electronic multimeter, should narrow down what's going on. Probably dead battery. Or could have been the starter. So far, nothing's coming up as faulty. None of that is faulty. Okay. Well, first things first. We're going to need a new one of these. I see a bad fuel filter. So, I don't know. For some reason, I assumed it was electrical. So we'll need an ABS module and a fuel filter. But before we go into that, let's go and grab, first things first, let's go ahead and grab the module. Put that on now. Since that's the only thing with regards to brakes. I see a bad bushing down there, or no, at least a stuck bolt. Which we don't have to mess, if we don't have to mess with it, we won't. Okay. Let's do more diagnostics, shall we? Fuel pressure test. So we should get a negative ding on the fuel filter, yeah. So bad full fuel filter. Now, another part not discovered here. Let's do some more tests. That, we don't need to do the tire compression. So that's all fine. Spark plugs. Ignition wires are bad. There's our problem. So that would be there. Be an electrical. Okie dokie. Now we need to look at the rest of the brake apparatus. Because that should be done, so good. And we fixed the module, so now it's going to be legitimately stuff wrong with the actual wheels. Okay, there's a bad caliper, so we know that that's bad. I also see a bad disc behind there, so that's 2 of the 4 parts, right? May as well put it back together now. So we know this wheel is done. Okay. How much is that? 3 parts. So let's check the other tires here. Caliper looks fine. We're gonna have to take these off. No way around it now. So we're gonna have to check all of these. This looks okay. Pad looks fine. The caliper looks kind of... Now, it could be the piece behind the caliper, but I don't want to take it off if I don't have to. I think there's something bad back here, though. Looks like a bad brake drum. It looks like a bad brake pad. So that's 2 things that we can easily see. The other thing I didn't check, there was something else we didn't check under the hood, and that was the brake servo. We'll need to check that, too. Alright. It's too hard to tell. It looks like there's a bad brake pad now that I'm looking at it. So that's the 3rd part that's missing here. That was behind the first tire, and I just wasn't paying close enough attention. At least I didn't take it off and put it back on, you know? Sometimes it's very easy to forget about those brake servo, the brake servo, because you're used to doing the module and the pump, the brake pump, but you're not used to always having to mess with the servo so much. But now that you have to put brake fluid in, it's not as bad as I think it used to be. Okay, done. Let's get paid. We're at 13K, so we are almost to a point where, well, actually we are at that point where we could technically go into our toolbox here and upgrade the size of our garage. So we're going to do that now. There's no way we're going to spend over 3 grand, I think, on the next car to work on these smaller cars. It would be the storyline car that I would be ultimately worried about here. So what do we get in expansion? Ooh. What comes in here? Nice. We'll have to play with that later. And what we can even do is, since we need the money right now, sell that off. Alright, what do we got here? Brake problems, those provided. And other tasks. Change windshield wiper fluid, drain old, and put in new. So let's do that now, because that's simple. There we go. For some reason I was having an issue with that. Pouring in the fluid. One set of pads, 2 calipers, a disc at each, and one of each disc. So 2 calipers, a brake pad, and one of each disc. So it's only on these 2 wheels. I should start using some of these, other tools that we have here to help identify where problems are. Probably save us a lot of extra time. And there's the bad brake pad. Put this on. There we go. I think that's it. Alright, let's go grab the ones outside. Okay. Now, what's wrong? Full suspension clunks and rattles. Both front shock absorber caps and the rear ones. Poor brake performance. General running gear control and repair. Okay. It's got some work to do on it. So gear repair probably means something at the gearbox. Brake stuff, the suspension stuff we know is this, which are the caps here of the shock absorbers here, there, and clearly back here. You can see that suspension there is bad. So there's some other suspension issues too that we'll need to address in the back. So let's go ahead and let's say we'll order this, order that for sure. Bushings look okay. Bushings and everything up here look fine, excluding that. Now, core brake performance we'd have to look at. That tech looks okay. Brake servo looks fine. So it would appear to me that it's going to be stuff that's under the car. So we're going to have to lift the car up. And let's go ahead and order one of those. One of those. Two of those. Alright, let's get this repaired now. So we gotta actually take the tires off. I don't think we have to do this on the back of the car. But we definitely have to do it here. And we're gonna have to take a look at the brake system too. So yeah, we got a bad pad and a caliper as well. So now we need to remove this. And get to this. Let's check out the other side here as I see bad brake disc. We're not going to put that back on. Keep wanting to right click on it first, and that's not helping me right now. Okay. It didn't matter. It had two of them anyway. See a pretty bad break this there, but let's go ahead before we do anything more. Oh, there's a bad spring in there too. Look at us finding little things here and there as we work. Front spring found. So those are going to be on the back of the car. So we'll do that in a minute. see a bad brake pad. If we don't level up after this car, we should definitely level up after the next one. Which should give us access to the next story car. Alright. And there's a level. So, let's see. We have 3 points available. We'll go right to either here or just 5% discount. I think we'll take the discount. And then we might want to work our way up to here at some point. But now we're going to start really digging through here. I wonder if we can bypass that instead of grab that. Well, we need to grab it anyway, so I don't know. I'm not going to worry about it. Alright, let's take a look. Hi, it's me, Johnny Johnson. Remember, I visited you soon after you opened up the repair shop. I see that business is good. I hope you can take partial credit. I hope I can take partial credit for it. I was very satisfied with how quickly you worked, and I thought you could use some advertising. Okay, get back to business. I have a terrible case here for you today. I snapped it up cheap from a kid. He wasn't really aware of what he was driving and how much it was worth, but his lack of interest in the car is pretty obvious. Please take care of this bodywork. Please take care of the bodywork and the interior. This car definitely needs it. While you're at it, check the clutch and suspension elements. I have doubts about them. Do what you have to do, but don't go overboard. It's supposed to work and look acceptable, but I don't want to go broke. I still want you to make money from it. I hope we're clear on that. See you. Okay, so I'm gonna take this car. Ooh, wow. Yeah. What a piece of crap! And then we'll get the, you know what, this probably has to go into the back and be washed. Just so we can better see what's going on with it. While we have it here, though, what else can we work on? That's got brake work, which we'll take. And sure, why not? It's other parts, so who knows? Change coolant fluid, change windshield fluid. So coolant and windshield. Oh, the coolant's going to be in the radiator here. May as well, since we're here. And clearly we're going to burn some money on that other car, so... Beautiful car. Brake problems and other tasks. Okay, that's not a big deal, but it is a process. Alright. Let's move this guy over to the car wash. We're really going to need to take a look at this. Alright, let's take a look. Whew. Okay, all of this, which is pretty much the entire car. Change oil. We'll do all the fluids and stuff once we're done frickin' fucking around with the engine. Alright, clearly is everything. What car is this? Ribson Starline. So we need to find... I don't understand what the point of the search is if we can't kind of look for it. Okay, there's the ribs in there. So I don't see it anywhere else. Is there another body shop, I think? I think it needs new license plates, so we'll just get two Alaskas. Okay, it's not this. So it's gotta be... I really gotta find this car. Which I don't see here, so what the hell are we missing? Very confused. Rib Sand Starline. Be like. It'd be in here somewhere. Yeah, I don't understand why we can't find body parts here. Is this like an oversight? Hey, something's up. Why does this car like not seem to exist? I must be missing something somewhere. Oh, it's right here. Why is this here? Why are the four of these? Oh, these are the cars that I have. I see. Okay. I see what they did. I don't agree with it, but yeah, I see what they did. The problem is we're going to run out of cash with this car. Because it's so freaking screwed up, and these parts are so freaking expensive. So we're going to stop there for a minute. I can just tell you right away, these parts are so goddamn expensive. They're all, because it's all the body parts. Right? So because it's all these body parts, we've got the fenders and the front windows. Because it's all body parts, it's like, oh, most of the money to repair it is in that. Which is fine, I guess, but it is very annoying. We'll sell off everything under 100. Still not enough. So we've got our work cut out for us with this. This is going to be a mild process to fix. Because we just don't have the means to do it. The other thing, too, is we can't do the body repair yet. But we'll see if we can just turn it in without the full body being repaired. So that's a big work in progress. Sloppy car steering. Let's take a look. A handful of things that would cause that. I see a outer tie that's bad, and I see an inner tie that's bad. And we gotta get through to the rims to get to them. So at least the best thing we can do right now is work on the other cars until we get the parts for the story car to come in. just because we can't do much until it's available. So we'll go in here, we'll go to, so we know where that is now. Let's just get rid of all of this, because we know we gotta probably replace it with every piece. Let's buy our outer rod. Our inner rod. And once we hit about $2 to $3 grand again, we'll buy more parts. Once we hit about, yeah, $2-3 grand, we'll buy some more parts. And we're just going to gradually restore the body of that car over there, because there's no point in working on the interior of that car, because we're not going to get paid for that either. So if we can get the most expensive part of the car out of the way, then all we need is a couple grand to finish it. Because all the other stuff that's probably wrong with it is not going to be that expensive. And theoretically, we could even sit on it till we hit the coveted $5 grand mark. And I'm not sure if I want to do that yet, but we could sit on it until we hit the $5 grand mark, so we can fix the rest of the body before turning that quest in. Which we probably should, but it doesn't mean we can't finish the car except for that one element. I would say we should fix everything else. Okay, this one is done. Didn't get much for that. It's kind of a waste. What's in the market here? Ooh, exhaust jobs are usually pretty well paying. Not gonna lie. Oh, there's more parking. Take the exhaust jobs. They're usually pretty good. Oh, okay. So let's move that guy in to number 2. And grab this exhaust job. If I'm not mistaken, usually exhaust jobs fit pretty well. And if they're easy, even better. So like, what's wrong here? Rear muffler, exhaust manifold A. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward. Data brake problem. Hence why we're doing these jobs, because look at that. It almost bankrupted us just to do that. We should have enough to finish the job. Change brake fluid. Okay, that's easy enough. If we level up, we level up. That's another thing too, but baby steps, guys. Baby steps. Alright. So we got a brake pad and a brake disc. Heck, get it back in there. A bad caliper. And a bad ventilated brake disc. Pad looks okay. That's the other thing too. Is like I said, doing the body work to me is going to be the big one because again, once we're further along with that car, it'll be easier for us to kind of turn it all in once it's all said and done. Because as you can see, these parts, other than like the electrical parts, the mechanical parts are pretty cheap, so it's not usually an issue to be able to afford the mechanical stuff. It's the electrical and the cosmetic that's going to be the more expensive stuff. And we're going to be getting to exhaust in a little bit, and those parts aren't as cheap either, so we need to be weary of that. We got one more caliper. We should check how many parts are left, because we might have actually done... This might be the last part. Yeah. And I know I bought extra frame pieces for the car that's over there, but I'd rather just do that because we don't have the means to fully restore it or anything, and I'd rather not guess at what needs to be replaced over and over again than what is going to get replaced. Okay, so let's bring this guy in so we can work on the two cars we weren't so sure about. As far as like, do we want to work on them or not? Here's another one with exhaust. We're getting a lot of exhaust jobs. I have a good feeling about that. Because if the exhaust repairs, if in the older variants of this game they were the cheaper jobs to do. So anytime we can get a cheaper job to do, the better. I think we looked at that one already. And I'm looking to see if there's just anything we can just yank out out of the engine and do to fix it, but no. They all got to go under a lift. All right, let's take a look at this guy. What do you got? What's wrong with you? Brake problems, of course. Which is good that I see calipers and pads and an ABS module. So let's do 2 calipers, 2 pads. So we know that they're at least in the front. And then an ABS, was it a module or was it a module? We don't have a lot of money, so we need to make sure we buy the right part. Then what else task was there? Change all the fluids, pretty much. Okay. So we'll do the fluids last. Let's get this car up and start working. We don't know where the pad's got to go yet, so... And it could be... There are calipers on the back of these cars, too, so there's... You know what? How do I do this the hard way when I can just... Blippity-bloppity, bloopity-bloppity, blop. Okay, there's a problem behind every wheel here. What is the issue? Okay, so there's no way around it. We gotta take off the every tire. So let's just power through it ASAP. I'd like to do one of the exhaust jobs and see how much we actually get from that, too. That one's done. Looks like the other caliper's over here, and then the pads are on the other side. Nope. So I know this may not be as advanced and fun of an episode because the storyline card just kind of sidelined us with a cash, with a money barrier here, but at least we're working on other cars. We got new types of cars to work on coming in that we've not done. We've not really replaced a lot of exhaust so far in this game, so the fact that exhaust-based cars are coming in is good. So what we should do is probably store the story car somewhere else, but not necessarily. Not really a reason to. We can't work on two cars at the same time, so we should leave it in here in case I get a bug up my butt and I want to buy another couple of pieces. Yeah, we gotta replace the knee pad. We'll double check if the oil's got to get changed, because if it does, then we got to lift the car up. I don't see oil. So power steering, windshield, coolant, and brake. Okay, so everything but the oil. So really quick, let's do this. Okay. One, two, three, four. Coolant in there. Let's take a look here. It's all done. There we go. So that puts us at about $3,000. Let's check out these exhaust jobs because they may not take very long to do. It's just fluids and exhaust. Ooh, that's gonna be a good job. Starting to bring out the heavy hitter jobs as far as like value. We're definitely gonna have to lift this car all the way up. And a part not discovered, so let's take a look. Put that in first. That all looks good. Looks good. I see it there. Okay, so now it shouldn't be too much to get to. Just got to take a few things off here. And then there we go. Okay, not as much money as I was hoping for. But they're easy jobs, so I'm not going to complain that much. Not really. Because of how simplistic they seem to be. Brakes and exhaust. Take it. I believe there was this. Yeah. Get her all the way up. Okay, the standard fluid stuff. And let's double check just to make sure. Coolant brake windshield. Okay, so no power steering. Thousands what I'm looking for. And this is exhaust as well. One part. I'm trying to get as much cash as we can get here. Let's see. one's gone. Which one's got the engine? Cool. Engine work should pay pretty well. Hence why it's worth doing right away. And it had brake problems too. We may not finish this episode, but we'll take a look. It's got everything provided, so... Looks like I saw a timing belt, so we gotta go pretty deep into the... No, timing cover. Belt tensioner. No timing belt. Serpentine belt A. So we don't have to go all the way into the... Well, we do, because we're gonna take that off, so... And the cat converter. Okay. Let's take a look. There's a lot of stuff here that's gotta be done. Which is all good. So we'll work on this area where the timing belt will eventually, the serpentine belt will go on. There's a bad piston spring coil here, so we're eventually gonna have to get to that. Which really sucks. I really don't see an easy way to get to it either. This is something else. Oh, there's a bad piston as well. Okay, that's fine. We'll raise it. We'll make this a little bit of a longer episode, I guess, but we gotta drain this bad boy of its oil because we're gonna have to get to where it is. We're probably gonna have to drain it of its No, we shouldn't have to drain it of its coolant if we're careful. While we're down here. Really quick. Put in the cat converter, but not the other piece because we got to actually get under the oil pan here. Not until we're done replacing the piston can we do the rest. And the spring. So where's the bad spring? Is on this piston here. We gotta lower this. We want engine cars. I'm sure we're gonna get money for it. Okay. A lot of work, but the parts are cheap. I think they'll, they're gonna pay us more in labor than they're gonna pay us in freaking parts. That's why I want to end this episode with this car done, so we can get an idea of what we actually get for it. A lot more work than we thought we were going to expect out of this. Reassembly is going to be a bastard too. We might have to just finish this on the next episode, guys, because this is gonna take a while. Especially because we don't have the higher speed disassembly. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna end it here. And I want to thank you guys for stopping by, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/EctorStudios for more live gaming action. And when we come back, we're clearly going to be finishing this car up. And then we'll be working on some of the others. And again, we're trying to gain roughly $8 grand so we could, well, what I'm thinking about doing is actually just buying enough, getting enough money so we could buy another tier of body repair for the storyline car. Then what we can do is, once we have the storyline repair done on that, other than the last parts of the body, which we might want to do, we'll try to get that upgrade for the full body repair before turning that car in, just to make sure we kind of cover all of our bases here. Because it is a lot of work that's going to have to be done to that car. That's more than just the body. But if we can get the main part of the body stuff paid for and done, it's really just fiddling around with the little stuff after. Oh my god, we got to take all this off. Oh my god. So much shit. Hopefully we don't have to go further into the timing. Yeah, it looks like we might have to. I didn't expect to actually have this much of... I didn't expect to actually have pistons go bad. Is really what it amounts to. And their springs. We're almost there. Anyway, thanks for stopping by, guys, and we will see you guys very soon, or next time, rather. So, thanks for stopping by.